Fun. Playing Wemby's not. Charlotte with a matinee tip at Red Hot San Antone. Pick things up first quarter. Spurs already up a dozen. How many times per game, Trev, do you think opponents just throw up their hands? Bro, whatever.
Every trip down. Every trip down, bro.
Dunks all over poor Grant Williams, who's trying his darndest. And then gives him the old Toto Wolff smirk. Facial expressions everywhere, and it's the Frenchman's fault. A minute later, poor Kobe White gets his. Watch Wemby block this off the backboard, then catch it. He said post-game the goal is to catch it. Sometimes you can't do that. So plan B, throw it against the backboard. Kobe White. What are you supposed to do?
Disrespected.
4 blocks for Wemby. Spurs up 13. Third quarter, Spurs and Wemby still playing buzzkill. The both halves of French vanilla there on the lob. Wemby to Luke Cornett, throws it down. Keldon Johnson can't believe what he just saw and was asked about Wemby post-game.
Best player in the world, MVP. If anybody else got anything to say, come holler at me.
Clearly, Wemby was sitting.
Yes.
To make sure.
I mean, he's making everybody go on their feet. Wemby just is going for bingo, catches the lob, throws a lob. And then here returns a favor to Stephon Castle. Wemby, an absurd stat line. 32 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks. Spurs have won 17 of 19. Wemby, what's next?
Right now, in my mind, is taking great care of my body because I also want to win the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. So, I'm trying to press the gas now from now on until the end of the season. Really take care of my treatment, take care of my sleep, take care of my routine, and show up for my team.
Might not win MVP this year, but that was an MVP moment. Sacré bleu for the young man from Metropolitan 92.
They're a serious threat, absolutely. Number one, their defense gives them a chance to win any game. So even a game that they don't have their best stuff, like Wembanyama didn't have his best stuff offensively, they are so strong defensively with their perimeter guards, and then Wemby defending the paint, and they've got good backups to him that can somewhat continue to keep them playing the same style of defense. Obviously, they won't be the same without him out there, but they don't have to change styles when he doesn't go out there. And so, look, you have notes in the history of the league. If you have a defense, you have a chance. If you look at the top 3 defensive teams in the league right now, it's San Antonio, it's obviously Detroit, and you look at teams like that. Like, if you can defend, you have a chance to win every game. And one of the things you see, Stephen A., with young teams is you sometimes have to sell them on the need to defend. This team wants to defend. And so if you're talking about the idea of a team that's never won a single playoff game as a group, forget about the idea of winning 1, 2, 3 playoff series. The first way you can convince me that is possible is that they defend, and this is what they do.
You know what, Wemby? I was hesitant to go here, but I'm going to agree with you. The fear that I see Wembanyama instilling in oppositions on the offensive side of the floor is real. You see cats driving to the basket with their head on a swivel. Where he at before I put this shot up? Because he's everywhere. And it's gotten to a point where Shea, Wendy knows this, Wembanyama is sitting there lurking and he's actually faking it. Like, he's acting like, he might turn his head, have his back turned or whatever, making you
That's
think
exactly
that you
right.
don't see him, baiting you into
right.
going to the basket because he has every intent of swapping it into the stands or pinning it to the backboard or something. This is the kind of stuff that he's doing. And what's great about all of these other guys around him, whether it's Vassell, it's Castle, it's De'Aaron Fox, whomever, Harrison Barnes, who obviously is a veteran, has won a championship, no matter who you pick, they feed off of him. They're playing along with him. They're a part of it. It's not like he's doing this as an individual. They're staring offensive players in a particular direction, knowing that he has every intent of covering them. Schematically, Coach Johnson is doing a great job with these guys, got them in tune with one another. So that's what they bring defensively. Here's where it gets interesting offensively. Houston doesn't have a point guard. Obviously, Jamal Murray is an all-world player and a champion and the first-time All-Star. He deserved it years ago, but he's gotten it this year, etc. And we know that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City bring that to the table. The Spurs having De'Aaron Fox is a big damn deal. This man can score in bunches any damn time he wants to. But he also gives it to you. He gives you some effort defensively. Here's the biggest thing. He knows how to run a damn team. He knows how to calm the storm. He knows how to get your offense, structured. He knows how to create spacing. He knows how to do all of these things. And he's an all-star himself. And so when I look at it from that standpoint, so you got shooters, you got athletes. You've got a collection of individuals who have bought in defensively because they're anchored by the premier defensive player in the game, who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, by the way. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, right? So you got that going on. And then you have floor generalship to go along with everything. That's why we got Houston. You got them ahead of somebody like Houston. It's why we got them ahead against somebody like LA. It's why we got them ahead of somebody like the Clippers. Not just because of their record. It's because of the pieces that you need in order to win. They have it. And that's what I'm looking at. The San Antonio Spurs are a legit title contender right now.
So, Shay, I would say is that my instincts are to not believe in a team that has never done it before. Because I've been around too long. Stephen A has been around too long. We see these teams that are good regular season teams, and then they get under the bright lights, and it's like, whoa. The difference between winning a first-round playoff series and a conference finals series is vast. Forget about anything beyond that. And it just takes some time, even as good as teams look in the regular season. Here's the thing. The last time we saw a team that had no playoff experience and all of a sudden shot their way to the finals was the Magic in the 90s. And the reason that happened is because they had Shaq. They had a once-in-a-generation, one of the craziest athletes. We've never seen a player like Shaq ever before. And he overcame all conventional rules. I don't know, obviously, but Wemby could be that type of player. Wemby could be such a defining player with his physical attributes combined with his skill set that he can overcome and break all the rules. And so, that is why I have to look at them a little differently, Stephen A.
Here's what I would say to you. What we've seen from Wemby, we have only two questions about it. His girth, will he ever develop some? Because he's too skinny. And obviously, because of that, his durability. That's it. Because as dominant as Shaq was, Shaq couldn't shoot like him. Shaq was dominant inside. Shaq couldn't step away from the basket and shoot threes. Shaq couldn't score on pull-up jump shots. Shaq couldn't bring the ball up the court with regularity, like a guard. Shaq couldn't go to the free throw line and shoot. What is Wemby shooting from the free throw line right now? I think it's like it's in the 80s, like 81%. Shaq is a career 52% shooter from the free throw line. So think about that for a second. The only thing to question about Wembanyama is his girth. Will he ever develop enough of it? And as a result, his durability, because as the season wanes, as they put bodies on him, as they because they're going to have to get more physical with him, because there's nothing else you can do with him. He's 7'5". Ladies and gentlemen, put it in perspective. He's 4 inches taller than Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to repeat that.
He might be more.
4 inches taller.
He might be more.
Maybe it could be 5. It could be 5. 5 or 6. Let's say 5. Let's say 5 around. He's 5 inches taller than Shaquille O'Neal, who is 7'1". I mean, it's like he doesn't have the girth, the power that Shaq has. But he's still dominant because of his all-around skill set.
To that point, Stephen, let me just say,
people play defensively, they're just going to be elite.
To that point, I covered Shaq for a year in Cleveland. Obviously, I've been around him. I never fail to be stunned at his size. Even when I was seeing him every day, I never failed to be stunned at his size. And spending time with Victor, I never failed to be stunned at his size. And here's the thing, like the fastest way to piss Victor off is to talk about height. That's why he doesn't really want his exact height out there. And if you bring it up with him, he instantaneously is like, I don't want to deal with this, because he doesn't want to be defined by his size. But let's be honest.
He wants to be defined by his skill.